we got to talk about Bitcoin. It's on a generational run right now. And people want to know, what's the deal? What's the deal? Is it something that could potentially pull back and they have opportunities to buy again? Do you just got to catch it now and just, do you got to, call Chris Johnson and hope that you can get a consultation? Like, what is the deal with Bitcoin right now?
Hell of a return since that area I called it 20,000. Y'all want to do the Mandela effect and wipe away history, but we're not going to do that. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. There's always going to be a good place to buy. As far as where it's going to go, I think it's realistic within, 3 years to probably be at 200,000. I think 2027, even though they've established their dominance, if we have that crash in 27 that I predicted, Bitcoin probably will take off even more. But I can see Bitcoin sliding back to 94,000, 95,000, and then taking back off again. For everybody in the crypto community who are having debates on which to own, please write this down, everybody in chat. The goal is to own every asset on earth. Stop with the gang war bullshit of XRP versus own them all. Real estate, housing, commercial, tech, intellectual property, waterway rights, own everything. Because I don't think the debate long term is helpful. Because there's a bunch of ways to skin a cat, but I think that the more coins and more shares you own in aggregate is great. But I definitely see it sliding back over the next 2 months or so. And a great lesson to learn for every investor: price always pulls back. I don't care what the asset is. If anything goes up 700%, is usually going to correct at least 350%, 300% down. So yeah, we'll have a time to get in, but hold for the long term. I think everyone's plan should be to hold Bitcoin for at least a 5 or 10 year period, no matter what. Even if you don't like it, hold it.
Yeah, there's going to be a time, and we've gone over the cycles of Bitcoin, and we've gone over the halving and the dates for that, and based on that 4-year cycle, going into 2026, that should be a year where it pulls back a little.
Sure.
But after it does that, we're going to see it appreciate even further. We talked about a legislation happening on May 8th and what to be looking for around that legislation. Again, shout out to Austin out in UIL University. He laid it out pretty clear for the public. May 8th was a big day, and if you look at Bitcoin's chart since that date, it hit its all-time high of 111. So there's always going to be a good time. I agree with you. I think it's something that you have to hold long-term and add to the portfolio, right? As you see it pull back, add to it. This is one of those investments that if you don't have it as a part of your portfolio and you're not suggesting it, right? It's a mistake and it's a disservice. It feels like at this point. So yeah, I think 150 is something that we could see before the end of this year. It looks like it can hit that mark. But definitely we'll have some pullbacks and it'll rise again.
For those of you who are in the creators of ETFs and most index funds, you're going to have to find a way to get more edge by 2030. Because if the institutions, which gives it validity, continue to print 20 to 25% return, that 7 to 10% bullshit is out the window. Are we past 30 minutes for the YouTube restriction? Like
I just had a conversation the other day with somebody, and I was talking about like they had a banker running the portfolio, and it was like, what I asked, what did they promise? 7 to 10% return? It's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah.
You get 7% in a week sometimes in Bitcoin. Like, and I'm definitely with having hyper concentration and some diversity, but if I'm just looking at the landscape from a strategic standpoint, and you're promising 7 to 10, and this one is giving 25 to 40% in a great year, you're going to have, because you can't even place it as safety if the institutions are heavily investing into it. So, for the record, the banks who want to make your own stablecoin, listen, stop. You can't demonize an asset and then try to make a stable coin after Bitcoin has had you wiped down for 5 or 6 years. Like, invest, and this is why investing in an asset or even a country early is important. You get all the benefit of the upside. Like, If they would have did this in 2018, imagine how much this would have moved Bank of America's market cap up. No one wants a stable coin from Bank of America and Countrywide. I know they're dead. It's just a joke. But from 3 banks coming together to make a stable coin, you don't want that. It's too late. It's too late. That's like me coming out with like a Forex trading plan now. It's too late. Shout out to the Forex traders. I know George Soros, that one trade in 73.
I was gonna say Jamie Dimon has changed his tune just a little bit. Calling it just a completely bogus asset class, to saying that they're gonna allow people to have access to it. What's your thoughts around that?
Do we want to get in trouble or no? I'll go on the ledge. F it. To allow someone to have access to an asset that is given higher returns than the company you run is crazy. It's about percentage of capital allocated in the portfolio. I get it, but you can't outrun a great technology. That's why when everyone's like, "Oh, I don't want to use OpenAI, ChatGPT," you don't have a choice. It's going to run you regardless. I'm sorry. Some technologies are too big to fail. Bitcoin is one of them. OpenAI chatbots are another. So Apple, wish you would have done something like that.
Yeah. Good old Apple.
Siri won't even set my alarms properly.
Tough week for them. They had a tough week.
Has a president ever put a tariff on an individual company in the U.S.? I'm not a historian, Rashad. That's your bag. I don't remember Eisenhower doing this to U.S. Steel back in the day, though.
Trump, you never know what to expect with Trump.
You never know.